Hey guys, it's Cerulean Jake bringing to you another episode of Fire Emblem Engage. And in this episode, we have returned from Solm. And even though we have not spoken with the Queen just yet, we decided, you know what? It's time to take a break up here in the Somniel. And I couldn't agree more. Who cares about some dumb old Queen? We have dogs to attend to. More importantly, this is our cat's last day outside of the barn or whatever you want to call that in there. Because another silver. That dog's on a roll. We have our 5th dog, finally. We have done it. We have assembled a field of dogs. Oh, didn't mean to run straight in either, Soren. There does appear to be something over here. I'll go ahead and grab that. So, in our time here at the Somniel, there is one very important thing we need to do, and it is in regards to this individual right here. We can now play Wyvern Ride. That's right. This is the most important aspect of the Somniel. I'm just joking. I was more so talking about with Ivy. We have a Master Seal now, so we can promote Ivy instead of making her wait any longer. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to transform into a Lindworm. We get Grasping Void at level 5. When attacking with a tome, the unit may deal extra damage equal to half of the foe's magic. Oftentimes, that won't be a ton of damage, but any extra damage can help. So, we like it. The major thing about Ivy becoming a Lindworm is that she gets S-tier tomes. And while S-tier weapons don't come along very often, I find that Ivy does make pretty decent use out of the S-tier tome. So I like to give it to her, but we'll get there when we get there. What's most important is that she, out of all the mages in this game, is actually able to use it, unlike many others. Such an unfortunate downside of this system, but it's fine. But this is a new mechanic, so since we showed off fishing last time, and we do have a little bit of time on our hands,
Welcome, Divine One.
Let's go ahead and do a bit of Wyvern Riding. So what is it for? In Wyvern Ride, you fly through a course while shooting floating targets. Try to hit the special targets and aim for a high score. More courses will unlock as you progress the story. It's Star Fox. And here we go. Yay. I guess it's not really Star Fox, because, like, I kind of just said that because you're flying and shooting. I guess this would be more akin to, if you played Banjo-Tooie, it's the Saucer of Peril. Except much less motion sickness and a lot less annoying. But I won't say completely without annoyance, because, why is this in my Fire Emblem game? I gotta say, it was definitely a strange decision. So I guess you don't want to fire willy-nilly, because if you hit those blue ones, then it'll get everything connected to it. Oh, thanks, Sami. Yeah, get it. Why did I call you Sami? Bubs. Yeah, get in there, Bubs. Oh, we got a shotgun blast. I probably should have used it more on these. Oh, Sami, hell yeah! Why do I keep calling you that stupid name? Bubs was really getting it. He was popping off. So, weirdly enough, I think this is what they were intending for you to get out of Sami. And this time I will say Sami because I'm referring to everyone's access to this. Like, I'm referring to Sami as a as a mechanic rather than mine, which would be Bubs. I think this is what they had intended for you to get out of Sami, is to play these minigames. But weirdly enough, I feel like feeding and petting Sami is just far and away better than using it for these, because, I mean, what's the point? You just don't really get anything amazing out of it. And I came here to play Fire Emblem, not the Saucer of Peril. Ooh, got an Adept book. Very, very nice. Silence, while it is a very strong staff, it's one that just doesn't come up very often, especially since it's not very accurate. It's not reliable, per se. But we got some good stuff out of that. I'm happy with that pull. I'm also seeing a lot of steel items, so I think it's time for a 4-star. Let's see if we can... You don't need steel anymore, because we're not using you. We definitely got some steel daggers here. I know if I go with another steel, I get a 4, but what about a... No, we can't go with iron. What if we go with just below steel? So, like, a strange weapon like poleaxe. Poleaxe will do it. What about iron great axe? That one doesn't. I think poleaxe is a little less than a steel weapon. Could be wrong on that. But I'm okay with this. Let's toss it down the well. Let's get a 4-star pull. This one's going to be good. I will say this. We were just now able to get all of our units promoted. If you are extraordinarily lucky, you can actually get Master Seals out of the well. It is a very, very low chance, but it makes it to where you can get all of your promoted units earlier, and you can start doing more of the stuff that I'm kind of holding off on doing. So let's see here. We could level up you again. Could level up John. Alcris. Yep, we're doing Alcris for sure.
I'm leftover scraps compared to Diamant, but I must try.
I'm Fogata, Solm's very own prince.
Fortunately, I decided to stick with longbow, so I think we're a little screwed.
Incredible. Such skill.
I think we've been a little bit better off if I had gone with the steel bow. In fact, we don't want that happening again. I know we're a better unit than Fogato, so let's actually give you a weapon that you can be proud of. No, not store it. Take it. We can put the spear away. Equip it. Let's try to actually win.
It's me, the Brody
I can
Prince
hear flying.
Diamant.
I will act as your
That
opponent today.
might be... Well, you have a hammer. Yeah, okay, good.
Oh dear. This knight has met her match.
If she had, like, a real weapon, she might have been able to double, and that might have been dangerous. Only Dex. It's a little sad, but it's fine. Next up, let's see what we got here. Diamant, he'd have to beat someone really strong. But let's go ahead and give it to him. Try to get closer to Solm.
I am Diamant. Prepare yourself.
I'm Lapis.
Well, that's not going to do it.
I wasn't strong enough.
Thank you for sparring with me.
Oh well. I don't have any emblems to train with, because nothing has changed since last time. So I think we're pretty much ready to move on to the chores. We don't have anything to talk about. We've already talked about the units we just received. We have no emblems to bio, so yeah, I think it's time. And we'll see you guys when we're ready for the next map. I do want to hop back in and show off what we just did here. I might back up. I may have not been saying anything when I came back. We got a bunch of stuff for upgrading Solm to the next level. I will note that I didn't upgrade Illusia just yet. I only upgraded Solm. And that is because with Solm, we're actually going to be exploring it and picking up stuff off the ground. With Illusia, we didn't actually have any time to explore the areas. So while it is cool that we can upgrade it and get more stuff out of them, it's kind of just 5,000 gold down the drain. Eventually, when we do more maps in Illusia, that will be more worth it. But for now, we'll just focus on Solm, get the material gains from it, and just also get a lot of extra food that we could make cool stuff with. Now, let's go back to fast forwarding. Okay, we are back here at the Forge. We are going to refine this killer axe to a level 3. Once again, I'm just going to keep saving this silver because there are going to be so many weapons later on that are so silver hungry. We already have quite a few of them. I'm going to go ahead and refine this killer axe. And then, on top of that, I'm going to engrave it. Since we can. Engrave it with the blazing. I had floated this idea. I just wasn't sure that this is what I wanted to do. But knowing what's coming up, I think it's not a bad idea.
I'll be here.
But that pretty much wraps up what we're trying to do here. We are ready to go. There is one little inventory change I want to make. Celine is actually quite the Levin sword user. So I do want to go ahead and pop this in my inventory. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to be... It's a weight of 11, so I mean... I don't think we're quite ready to just graduate solely to it. Yeah, we have a build of 9. I mean, it's only 2 speed, but when your speed is 16... Definitely could be better. I guess we'll swap out the wind. We haven't really been using the wind very much. So we'll do that. That's what we're going to go with. I guess I should check. It's worth taking a look at. I know that the Levin sword is also quite expensive. And actually, it's actually not that expensive at all. I mean, these might not be all that worth it because of the silver cost, but this is... That seems like an easy forge to me. And we could also just change over the Lucina to drop that weight down, but I don't see that as worth it. Now, are we going to be moving on to the Divine Paralogs? No. This is something that I wanted to specify earlier. There are 2 reasons why we are not going to the Divine Paralogs and trying to get more emblem rings. Or, excuse me, emblem bracelets. Like I said, twofold. First, I wanted to make sure that we got everyone promoted so that they can start using their promoted growth rates. Well, we have them promoted. Pretty much everyone who's made the team is fully promoted. So, what's the deal? Well, that's not the only reason. The other reason is that we're severely lacking in emblem rings. Remember, you have to actually do a map to get these emblem bracelets. And their maps don't really joke around, especially since they scale with you. I think we could use a little more aid before we're ready to take on some of the paralogs. Now, mind you, a lot of our units have sort of grown very quickly. The Divine Dragon will, of course, be fine. Chloe will be fine. Jean has honestly gotten to a point where he's just not worried about pretty much anything. There's a lot of characters that are just good where they are, but others could still use some training. So, let's just continue. I also promised that we will be getting to these pair logs to upgrade our emblems soon. But I don't want to get to them just yet. I want to get a couple more things. And then we'll be ready for those. So, let us continue to the Oasis village. What happened to meeting the queen? Well, I mean, you'll see. Heroes of the Oasis.
Divine One, Royals of the Three Kingdoms, welcome to Solm Palace. I'm Sephoria, the Queen of Solm.
It's an honor to meet you, Queen Sephoria.
And you. Really, it's a treat. And a surprise. I never expected Fogado to bring the Divine Dragon here. Out of everything he's done on his outings, this is the most impressive.
I was just doing what any prince would do for his queen.
That's mom to you. My son tries to act so cool, so detached. Anyway, those introductions when you arrived, there were a lot of them. First you, Divine One, and then the Firenese, Brodian, and Elusian royalty. Quite the guest list. I was so overwhelmed I nearly fell off my throne.
You have my apologies. We're here about a very important matter.
Yes, you said. Feldragon Sombron's return. I had no idea all that was happening. And he created those creatures, That explains why they're so vicious.
But your palace hasn't been attacked by the corrupted? Or Elusian forces?
Oh, it has. We got rid of them.
I see. You got rid of them. Wait, really? All of them?
You seem surprised.
I'm impressed. But certainly glad no one's breached the palace.
I'm sorry to hear the other countries are having a harder time of it. And Queen Lumera, I visited her in Lethos many times. She was always very gracious. Naturally, the Queendom of Solm stands with you in your war against the Feldragon.
Thank you. On that note, I have a request. The Ring of the Radiant Hero, which was entrusted to Solm. May I take it?
Of course. I'll get it right away. Wait. Where was it again? I haven't seen it for a while. Fogado, do you know where the ring might be?
No clue. Maybe it's in the doodad drawer?
Please, wait here a moment.
Oh! Okay.
The doodad drawer.
Has it been lying around in a musty cupboard this whole time?
This is one of the strongest emblem rings. I don't know what to say.
You know what? I just remembered. Tamara took it with her.
Tamara?
My sister. Also the crown princess.
She's set to inherit my crown. And like Fogado, she's always out doing who knows what. To be fair, I acted the same when I was young. Anyway, she's been gone for days.
Probably on a camping trip. Oh, that sounds great right now.
So it's true. The Crown Princess and Prince aren't around much.
And she doesn't know when they'll be back.
We can look for Princess Tamara. Do you have any idea where she might be?
I think she was heading to the southern desert, in which case she'd set up camp in the Oasis.
All right then. We'll head there.
You know, a trip to the Oasis is just what I need. I'll pack my things.
Yeah, actually, Mom, how about you stay put?
Oh, all right. You kids go on without me. If you find Tamara, do summon the emblem, will you? I'd love to meet him. Be careful. It's already getting dark out.
Come on, everyone. I'll lead the way.
This meat is gonna hit the spot! I hope you're hungry for fun, cause that's what's on the menu first! And now, an exclusive performance from the one and only Tamara! I'll be performing my favorite song with my backup singers, Marin and Panette.
Ready. As am I.
Hope you remember the words. And a 1 and a 2. Meat, meat, meaty meat, meat.
What have we here? A bunch of pretty birds squawking away in the night? Ha! Cheap, cheap.
Cheap, cheap is right. But there's nothing cheap about the ring that one has. Let's grab it.
Meaty, meaty, ah yeah. Meaty, meaty,
Hey, hey, quit your con!
Who are you two?
Come on, wake up! What do you think? We're bandits! Bandits!
And what do bandits do? Take stuff, like your fancy ring there. Give it!
Oh!
Oh? Oh? That's all? You're in trouble. Really in it. Right now!
In it and surrounded by it. We've got monsters. Big fans of ours. These two and way more.
So, we asked nicely, but you had to make us mad. Now, we'll do this our way.
I saw a bonfire. That's gotta be her.
What were those strange sounds?
Tamara and her friends singing.
Oh. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. People call them the Racket of Solm for a reason. Weird that they stopped. An attack, you think?
Let's get over there and find out.
Tamara!
Oh! Hey, Fagato!
So you're Princess Tamara. Nice to meet you.
Don't tell me. You're the Divine Dragon, right? Fagato wouldn't have come here unless he found you first.
He wouldn't have... what?
Not important. We've got bigger stakes to roast. Have to deal with these bandits for a start. It'd really help if you could use your summoning powers on this ring.
The Ring of the Radiant Hero.
I've always wanted to meet the person who lives in here. Can you make that happen?
All right.
Great! And a 1 and a 2.
Fight on. Emblem of Radiance.
Dang, those arms! You're ready to fight!
I'm Ike. Make sure you use me wisely.
Thanks for your help, Ike. You'll be fighting alongside Princess Tamara in this battle.
Okay, straight to the point. And we have a bit of a, well, it's a fog map. Now, I've already gone over this before, as we've had a fog map previously, but it's never fun to have another one. So, if you would so please, you can go ahead and head to the armory. Take whoever your healer is, whoever can use staves, whoever's got space in their inventory. And you can... Oh, I guess they are actually... hold on, not the armory. The item shop, I guess. You can pick up an Illume. So we'll go ahead and do that right quick. Because it should be helpful. And then as far as we're good on emblem rings. We don't really need to move anything around. We haven't recruited anybody new that needs it. Unit selection. You're not coming with us, I'm sorry to say. And that's actually not really all that sorry. We're going to bring you Naka because if I remember correctly, thieves have better vision. I believe that is the whole gimmick that Yunaka mentioned in her recruit chapter. Who should we not bring? I hate not bringing Celine when I just got all excited about using her and all that. Especially since she has an emblem ring. But I think I want to keep Anna because I want to keep trying to make use of making a killing. So I think we're going to drop Celine and we're going to bring Ivy. I want Ivy because she'll have that Illume staff. I mean, obviously, I could just put it on Celine, but I also want to make use of Ivy. So, but we did just get her. So I think this is what we're going to go with. Let's go ahead and swap some spaces around. So I'm going to go ahead and put you over here. Jean, you can go that way. And you can go with Alchrist. Yeah, we'll send Alchrist your way. And then once again, we do have some units that we will be immediately recruiting. You do not need to worry about them being green units and being stupid and ruining everything. I think this pretty well covers what we're hoping to accomplish here. I think I might go ahead and put Yunaka in the back. I'm also going to see, as far as inventories go, hey, Yunaka, do we happen to have any torches? We do have some torches. Let's go ahead. We'll take that. Alright, we're good to go. So let's go ahead and save in slot number 3 and get started.
What's that? More? Those cheap birds must have gone con for help. Phooey! That's what I say. They won't beat our monsters.
That's right. Not to mention our thieves. Experts in the art of ransackery.
They're gonna attack the village. We have to stop them before anybody gets hurt. Marin, Penette, come on!
As you command, my princess. We'll crush them with the hammer of justice.
Indeed, they shall sorely regret terrorizing these poor, innocent people.
They have joined our group, but much further along than we had initially planned on. Alright, so, first things first, I want to address the bosses here. This is a common trope, a bit of a meme in the Fire Emblem community, is that maybe not every single one, but most, if not all of them, of the Fire Emblem games will have a pink and blue twin brother bandit. I don't know why, this is just something that they really like doing, and it is no different here. So Techi and Tochi, there they are. It's much like how there will always be an Anna in every game, and Anna will look exactly like every other Anna ever. But no point in rambling on and on about all that. We're going to move forward, and let's get some vision. Illume. Excuse me. Okay, I was in my inventory. I was a little confused there. So we do have a bunch of guys here. We're going to need to immediately get on this. That way Ivy doesn't take a beating. Go ahead and have Diamant knock this guy out. Nice.
A battle fit for Brodia.
Next up.
I've got this.
You're not quite fast enough for this Swords Master.
What a lovely scene.
And you are a bit too far away.
Off I go.
So I meant for you to go down this way, but what I could do... you still wouldn't be enough, because you're not dealing 24. Dealing 18. And we don't have a way to engage with the Divine Dragons, so... we're gonna hope for a crit and see what happens.
This ends now.
You know... anytime I ask, it's just like the heart of the cards. Just the heart of the crits instead. We're going to go ahead and get you moving on this way. Keep the axe out. And then Yunaka, I want you to go ahead and destroy this. That way we can get moving forward with everybody else.
Me?
Same thing with you. I want you to go ahead and get damaging this. We can already see what's on the other side of it, though. So... I mean, it'll be fine. I know we're at disadvantage, but it is Jean. So he ought to be okay. And then your range, so yeah, this should be fine. The worst possible thing that could happen is that he just hits us and we get broken, and then this guy just kind of follows up. That would suck, but it's also just gonna be okay. You cannot actually get to the village on turn 1, so we're not worried about that. We could go ahead and use these guys to go ahead and deal with them. But before we do any of that, let's go ahead and
Here I go.
let's move Anna up so she can be in a more useful position. And then once we do that, we have some characters to go over. Let's start with Marin. So, much like our previous situation of starting with the weakest and sort of moving on until we get to the main lord of the party, Marin, unlike Bonet, is actually quite useful. In fact, some of you might be a little pissed that I called her the weakest. Marin is by no means bad. I do have, in my opinion, some reservations about her. I do not think that she's the greatest unit ever. But insofar as promoted units go, a speed of 21 and a strength of 15 is... I mean, she's already good to go. She's fine. You really just don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about getting her usable, because she just is already. Now, I don't know that you're going to be immediately securing all the kills in the world with her, but she's going to do a damn good job, so you don't got to worry about all that. She's also your first Wolf Knight, which you might think, since it's a dagger unit, is the natural progression of the Thief class. That is not the case. The Wolf Knight is its own thing, separate from Thieves, and Thieves are actually... they are a special class that do not promote. They can only be reclassed into something else. So Yunaka is going to be remaining a thief, and Yunaka's existence is partially the reason why I don't think that Marin is your best possible dagger user in the world. It's really hard to compete with a unit as good as Yunaka, but Marin definitely makes a good argument for it. Her growth rates, on the other hand, not as much. 25 in both strength and magic is a little unfortunate. I mean, it makes both usable, but when Wolf Knight only provides you an extra 5 strength, yeah, it's a little sad. Her speed is definitely where it's at, but That's kind of what you come to expect of a rogue-ish-esque unit. Yeah, at the end of the day, this unit is going to do exactly what you want it to, but it's not going to do more. Not like Yunaka can. And again, that's not necessarily to say a bad unit. It's just she has some rough competition. Now, Knightly Escort. When 2 or more female allies are within 2 spaces, grants hit and avoid +5 to the unit and those allies. Once again, it's oddly specific that you need to be paying attention to the gender of your allies. It's very similar to Chloe and Louise' personal skills, where it's kind of just, it's cool when it happens, but I wouldn't be trying to plan my whole existence around this, I guess. If anything, I'd be more excited to use Hobble, which is the class skill of the Wolf Knight. If you are not able to manage a kill, then it will make it to where your foe is unable to move their full move. Pretty good. But anybody who can turn into a Wolf Knight can do that. That is not a Marin specific thing. Fun unit, strong unit, not the best unit. Panette, on the other hand. Oh man, Panette. I really like this unit. She has everything that Boucheron wishes he had. A base 45 strength on top of the extra 30 that Berserker is providing. Wow. She already has a base 25 strength, and she's just going to get more. Now, you may be looking at her stats and think, these aren't actually that good. Like, what are you talking about? And that is true. They could certainly be better. But it's kind of hard to scoff at a dexterity of 19 when you're a dedicated axe user. She's actually going to be hitting more often than a lot of your like classical berserkers would. So that's nice. She's definitely hurting a little bit in the speed department, which is why I personally recommend you reclass her as soon as possible and make her a warrior. Because, like I've said multiple times, when you're talking about class growth rates, warrior is probably the best class in the game. She just functions a lot better in that class, and to be honest, I think it's so good and so fun. I want to make use of this unit, and I will be using Panette long term. But let's talk about Blood Fury before we get too much into it. This is part of the reason I want to use her, is that she has one of the personal skills that is most usable and abusable. If the unit's HP is not max after combat, it grants crit plus 10 as long as this unit's HP stays below max. So she has 46 HP. If she's at 45, instantly 10 more crit. That's amazing. It's not, oh, I need to lower a certain amount. It's just one single point, and you get plus 10 crit. Yeah, sure, plus 10 crit isn't like, it's not astonishing. It's not like the 30 that you get from using a killer weapon, but it stacks. So use a killer weapon, and then stack the crit on top of it. There's so much you can do with this unit beyond just spamming critical hits, because she will continue to just get crits anyway, regardless of what you're using. So, very big fan of this unit, and I can't wait to show her off. For now, I probably won't be using her all that much, because she doesn't come pre-equipped with an emblem, and therefore we're not going to be able to make use of the SP. But yeah, we'll have a lot of fun with that one. Speaking of having a lot of fun with the unit, remember how I said Fogado is not a great unit, but can be really fun? They just had to do it to her, didn't they? Okay, before I start a riot, Tamara is not nearly as bad as Fogado. In fact, she has a very specific niche that makes her good. So, when it comes to any RPG, you are aware that generally speaking, you have 3 sorts of archetypes you can go into. You have attackers, defenders, and then depending on what you're talking about, you could be referring to speed or you could be referring to supportive capabilities. In this case, we're talking about speed. So you have those 3 things, and normally a unit can have 2 of them, but not all 3. Tamara has the worst possible combination of being a fast defender. She's very quick on her feet, and she's actually pretty good at taking hits, and will actually dodge a good few of them as well. But then she just does no damage in return. She really suffers in the fact that she only has a base 15 strength, and then won't grow it very often, having only a base 35 growth. And this does get better when she promotes. She'll go up to 40. But still, it's just... you'd wish for more. Especially out of a unit that is just kind of locked on Lance. I mean, this is the same type of unit that Dimitri was. And Dimitri was a monster. So, she just doesn't provide the same thing that units like her have traditionally provided. But what was I talking about then? Why is she not necessarily that bad? She sounds like if anything, she'd be worse than Fogado, because at least Fogado has the range to pick people off or do some chip damage. Well, once again, Tamara has some interesting skills. Now, she does have Racket of Solm, but this is not what I'm talking about. It is nice that it's -5 crit on foes within 3 spaces. Much, much, much better than Fogado. Because she just needs to be there to simply... she simply needs to be there to do it. That's what makes it so good. But that's not the skill I'm talking about. No. I am talking about her promoted class. The Picket has the class skill Sandstorm. Sandstorm has a dexterity percentage trigger rate in order to use your defense stat as your offensive stat. Or it might add it. I can't exactly remember the details, and I'm not looking at it right now. Point is, your defense gets involved in how much damage you do. And the one thing I didn't mention about Tamara just yet is that her dexterity is actually sensational. So weirdly enough, you'll actually be proccing this fairly often, and if you just put skills on her that increase her dexterity, to, like, just Dex Plus, which I'm pretty sure we got with Emblem Lucina, you can actually proc it pretty often, and she ends up doing a good amount of damage. The only issue is that in order for Tamara to do damage, you have to roll the dice. So even if you somehow get it to be in your favor of most of the time it works, it inherently makes her a unit that just... she's not reliable. That's the big issue. And while that makes her a lot of fun to use, she's not, in my book, a really good unit. I wouldn't put her any lower than B tier, but she has some tough competition in the B tiers. So, use her if you would like, but for my money, she's not it. But you want to know who is it? We don't need to move anywhere because we have Emblem Ike. I will say this. they were definitely playing it up just a little bit when they were calling him the strongest emblem. They were definitely referring to his physical strength. Because as far as emblems go, he is good. Certainly nowhere near the strongest. This is the first emblem that we have that really focuses on defense over anything else. You get HP and defense out of him, such as you can see it right there. We're currently getting HP and defense. He also gives strength, which is very, very nice. Two of the most important stats in the game. This unit gives it to you, and you're certainly not disappointed about getting some extra HP. Already, we're starting off good. But what does Ike offer? Well, his skills. Demolish is quite possibly the most useless skill of all time. You are barely ever going to run into a situation where Demolish is actually helpful. But this is one of the few maps where it actually is helpful, because there's a bunch of crap scattered around this map that we need to break. So, being able to destroy it in a single hit rather than having to chip it all the way down, pretty nice. Then other than that, it just doesn't really come up. Please, for the love of God, do not inherit this trash. Just be happy when it does come up and you have Emblem Ike equipped. Resolve, on the other hand, is significantly better. If the unit's HP is 75% or less after combat, it grants resistance, or death and res, plus 5, as long as you remain below 75%. Basically, you get to a certain point in your HP, and then you become unkillable. I guess I shouldn't say unkillable, because it's only plus 5, but 5 is a lot. So, that is very, very strong, and you can upgrade it to where I believe it provides plus 7 to both. Incredible skill. Cannot recommend it enough. If you are building a tank unit and you don't want to simply equip Ike, yeah, inherit this. This is a great skill, and I really like it. His next skill is Reposition. I cannot show you that because he hasn't learned it yet. This is a basic repositional art, as the name may imply. However, Reposition is probably the best of them, and of all the ones that you can get in the game, this is the only one I might recommend going out of your way for. I mean, it certainly comes up a lot in Fire Emblem Heroes, but this isn't Heroes, so how good is it? Well, you position yourself on one side of the unit, you use Reposition, and it will put that unit on the exact opposite side of you. So if you move to the immediate right side of someone to where they are on your left, you will move them to your right side. Essentially meaning you get to move them a full 2 spaces. And while you could argue, okay, well, there's like shoving skills that'll do that too. Well, this is better because there's more than one way that you could use it. You can use it to get next to someone and get them closer to the action, or alternatively, you can move someone behind you, which is great for a unit like Ike who wants to be taking on all of the aggro and tanking. Speaking of tanking, we next have Wrath. Wrath sort of gives you a reason as to why you're wanting to be taking up all these hits. At the start of combat, for each HP that the unit has lost, it grants plus 1 crit to a maximum of 30. This is an insane skill. Yes, it is a risky skill. However, a free 30 crit is a ton. And you don't want to don't discount the extra plus 1, plus 5, however much crit you're getting just from taking a bit of chip damage every now and again. It's very, very strong, and I normally would recommend that you put this on a lot of units if it wasn't for it being a cost of 2,000 SP. If it were just you get 30 crit and that's it, there's no activation requirement, then yeah, 2,000 SP that's a steal. But because you also need to be taking damage, the fact that it costs so much is a little, I'd only want this on a few select units. I don't want to go over his weapons as much because I have actually been doing that in the previous ones, and I think that they've been bloating these bios a little too much. So I'm just gonna briefly mention it. The hammer is, I mean, it's a hammer. It hits armored units. That's the big point of it. Irvon is just a really strong axe that you could be using. So it offers some pretty good stats, and I definitely don't mind using it. Finally, we have Ragnell, and the big thing about Ragnell, yes, it provides +5 defense. However, the thing that you're wanting most out of it is that it is a 1-2 range sword. Much like Emblem Roy's sealed sword. Very, very strong to have a sword that can finally hit at 2 range and isn't locked to magic. Next, we have the things that we need to be engaged in order to get. First off is Legu's Friend. The unit takes 50% less damage, but it sets the avoid to 0. So, you will be taking hits, but they won't be doing much. Pretty good, especially combos well with Wrath, making sure that you don't just straight up die, but it is putting you down HP in order to trigger your crit. Very nice. It is a double-edged sword because you are saying, hey, please come hit me. Just make sure that you're being careful when you engage. Don't put yourself in the middle of too many people. However, going immediately against the advice that I just gave you, we have Great Ether. It is going to grant you defense and res +5. But you cannot counterattack for a full turn. Why the hell would you ever use this? This sucks. Well, it's because next turn, you attack a 2-space area, healing HP equal to 30% of the damage dealt. In other words, you basically stand still doing nothing for a full turn. You do get tanky, but you're doing nothing. And then anyone who gets within 2 spaces of you is going to take a huge chunk of damage because you basically just explode. You do damage to everything around you. And then you also heal for the damage that you dealt. It is certainly not the best engage attack, but it's very usable, and I definitely don't mind it. I think that this emblem overall is a fairly strong emblem, and I certainly want to make use of it, just not on Tamara, and overall, I don't care to use Tamara myself, not in this playthrough. With that being said, we are going to make a decent bit of usage out of her in this chapter. I think I might want to go ahead and...
The way forward is blocked, but not for long. Go, Tamara. With my strength, you'll have no problem opening up a path.
I'm well aware. I just explained everything about Emblem Mike. Let's go. Destroy this shit. That way we can start moving forward here pretty soon.
I'm your knight to command.
I kind of just want to stand in the way, but I don't want to be attracting this. So you just get in the way. I don't want to chip you because I don't want to accidentally steal the kill from someone who should be getting it. And then you're also going to do the same thing where you're just kind of getting in the way.
You think the village will loot itself? Get going!
Yeah, start at that house there.
Let's go!
That's... You just didn't want to voice those? Alright. Nice. He actually went for the guy I wanted him to go for. A little unfortunate that we were 1 point off of knocking him out. But we're fine.
Victory is mine.
Makes me a little concerned that he went after Diamant, who's in the darkness there. Very good level up. Definitely take those. So that's one strategy that if you're going to use Tamara, you definitely want to take advantage of. Make sure that you're just giving her strong lances to make up for that poor attack stat. So silver is a good place to start, but I wouldn't recommend... Not you. So I wouldn't recommend things like Fencer because, yeah, you could forge it and make it do a lot of damage, but something more along the lines of Represalis, like forging that up and using it, that's pretty good. That'll probably cover what she's looking for. Or if you don't have those weapons, because you don't have the DLC or something, just forging that silver lance is probably a good idea. Just give her something strong to use. That is going to be the way to use that unit. Now as far as what's going on over here, I do want to get people moving forward.
I'll start.
So Naka, you're going to come up. You didn't actually do anything, but that's fine. And then you can't... I mean, you can do the mini bow, but it's not going to do anything. So let's go ahead and make sure that you don't keep that equipped.
I can still help.
Actually, it's going to take a team up in order to get this guy down. There we go. And then go ahead and shoot you down.
I'll help.
I hope this is enough.
Excellent crit.
I'm sorry.
Love that animation every single time. Don't worry, I won't comment on it every time. I definitely love it. This.
Me first.
Gotcha.
Remember this.
Diamant pulling some weight. I am still a little concerned about you. What I might end up doing... Yeah, it's going to put Anna a little behind. She's going to be a little burned, but I'm going to assign Decoy on Chloe. I'm just going to put her up here. And then, just in case somebody's going to throw some shit at her, you just steal... How far can you go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you don't have range? Yeah, you don't. So she'll be fine on that front. Actually, before we do that, before we commit to that, let's be safe. You can get to here, directly above that tower. You can also get above the tower, so we're going to go one behind. Then we're going to go item, illume. No, again, I keep doing item. Staff, illume. Let's check out what's going on over here. I know there's a torch right up here, but... I mean, I'd have to move there to light it, and I don't want to do that. Instead, we're going to go here. Fencer, Shield Gambit. I don't think you had ranged. So, yeah, Shield Gambit looks like it'll go to waste, but I don't care. It was free, so it doesn't really matter. Do we go this way? And since... you are being baited, we can now move you guys to claim this village.
What's that? Bandits? Oh, jeez. I'd rather you get a hold of this than they do.
Seraphro, very nice. Definitely appreciate that. Now, if I one-shot this, then I don't want to do it. Yeah, no matter what, I one-shot it. So we're going to hold off on that. I don't think we're inviting too much if we come down and destroy this. We don't want to move too fast because we got to make sure that everybody catches up. And she's definitely not ready to take on everything on her own just yet. She would require a lot more training, which she's not going to get in this playthrough. And Panette, I think you're good to just kind of sit there. Alright.
I'm ready to dig in. You were beautiful while you lasted.
Nice.
I've had my eye on you. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now what we want to do. This guy is dealing a massive 44 damage with his steel great axe. But he has a hit rate of 72. We have an avoid rate of 50. The odds that we're eating that hit are extraordinarily low. So what we want to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we can make it. We're going to break this with Panette. And then we're going to block it with Jake. If we actually had reposition, we'd be able to get there. But nope, we'll just wait. You cannot reach. We are perfectly out of your range. I am a little bit worried about these guys because they are promoted and they do have good weapons. So, I mean, flying out there and just fighting them might not be the smartest idea. This, on the other hand, yeah, that's some good damage. We're way too in the way for that. You know what I could do? I never get to do this, so let's have a little fun. We're going to come over here. I'm not sure if I can reach is the issue. Let's try. Engage with Soren, and we're going to attack. Yeah, bolting. Do we hit? Damn. Alright. I could rewind it, but not worth it. Instead, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to bait him down with Chloe. We're not really wanting to take a bunch more hits, so I'm going to go down here, get Noatune out. We'll wait, and we can heal. I'm not going to waste a physique staff on just a little bit of HP. Actually, that might have been a mistake. 46, 96 hit rate versus, okay, so 46. Yeah, it looks like it's a kill. I mean, I'm not doing the math. I'm kind of just eyeballing it. So maybe you should actually have full HP. Go ahead and put the danger lines on. Let's get Diamant up here to support. And then let's go ahead and start attacking this. We got a ruffian there. Can get you with the longbow. Maybe I'll score another crit. Not this time. But he is low, which is what we are wanting. We can come in and there's a sword there. He's an axe. So I have an idea. I think what I want to do here, just to make sure I have as much avoid as possible. How much does this have left? 20 HP? Yeah, we should be able to deal that. So let's go ahead and engage.
Emblem, engage!
This is going to give us the rapier. So I want to attack. I could also just kill you. That is an option. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. That's, you know, that's the less fun option, but it is the smarter option.
Is it strange that I'm fighting?
Definitely want to take the safer option. Just because we are not wanting to have to reset too far. And we'll wait here. I don't want to open those floodgates just yet. Snuffing the lights, being a little more annoying. Maybe we moved up a little too far. We attracted some attention.
This
Nice.
time, victory was mine.
Get the guaranteed kill because you're using a shitty weapon. This is what I'm worried about. Do we have a guaranteed kill? We can miss. Luckily, we did not. So even if we did not heal, we would have been fine. But better than taking the risk. Now we're in a situation where I know we have some people hunting us, and I can't see them. So maybe what I want to do... I know they were axe units, so I might just step up. We're not really wanting to use Panette for a whole lot. Because she does not have an emblem ring yet. She will not be gaining. However, since she's here, and we're standing next to each other, this is why I made the killer axe. There's a very specific build that was floating around online when this game first came out that I want to mimic and I want to show off in this playthrough. Because I want everyone to know about it. And I know my audience isn't full of dedicated Fire Emblem fans, so maybe I'm showing somebody something new, and maybe these cool builds will attract you to play the game. So, who knows? I will show that when we get to it. For now, we just have a very strong killer axe for her to use. Let's go ahead and equip it. She's not in range of anything, so it's not a big deal. But just have it anyway. Is there... Let's just stand. Let's stay in the thicket to make sure that the Divine Dragon will be fine. Let's go ahead and assign Decoy on Koi. That way... Ivy... What am I doing? Back that up. We want to make sure that Anna is moving up. Actually, it's really annoying. There's... I can destroy things from afar. That's funny. Just that little piece of... Oh my god, I did it again. There's one simple way I could have made that better, and that's by moving Marin up. But whatever. I don't want to spam uses of the time crystal. Especially over dumb things. No, what I want to do here is I want to light this. That's going to show us what we're dealing with. Ivy is in a bit of a situation. We don't want her being here. We're going to move her this way. So I know I said Ivy's strong, but you still got to treat her like she's a mage. You don't want to just like throw her to the wolves. Speaking of, it's time for us to go ahead and open this up. Let's start dealing with all of that. Hold on. Destroy. What do you mean? You can attack the second space down there. That'd have been fine. Whatever. Steel bow. Pop it open. And then I want to get Yunaka down here. Make sure that we're safe.
Nailed it.
Haven't needed the torch just yet. Hello. I think actually, weirdly enough, I feel as if Yunaka is the best to be handling this situation because of her avoid rate. 89 puts him at about Okay. He's actually very likely to hit. Yeah. It's a little more accuracy than I had hoped for, especially since he's going to be able to follow up. So I think what I want to do here...
Ready for a fight.
I'm going to break this open. This is always the most dangerous part of the map. I will say that. I want to get Diamant up in here. Hulkwonger's not going to do it, but what might do it is this. Yeah. Tiki.
I'm not alone anymore.
Good stuff, Tiki. You can fly over, but we're not worried about that. Just gets you a little closer to wait right there. And then I do think I want to go ahead and involve you. You're not super likely to hit. What I might want to do is go ahead and take care of the magic. Yeah, let's take care of the magic.
That must have hurt.
Good stuff. Very good level up. But it is Sean. That is to be expected.
I have to keep everyone safe.
Take a little bit of damage there. But nothing big. It's the other guy we're more worried about. Oh, there was also a dude there I didn't see, but we're not concerned about that. That part does suck. Taking that free hit. It does put Panette in a bit of a situation. However, these two have put themselves in a bit of a situation, being surrounded by my units. So they are not getting out of that alive. I think what we want to do... you're in a bit more of a situation in terms of HP, so we're going to have you visit.
Oh no! I'll tell my Nana to hide. Use this to beat the bad guys.
Got a rescue staff. Very nice. Definitely don't want to miss out on that. Go ahead and move Yunaka up. Start to get Alchrist caught up. The really cool thing about this, I know I talked about, I've mentioned my wording on how I say a unit is burned. Alchrist pretty much can never be burned at this point because of Lyn and being able to use his 20 range Astra Storm. He will always be useful from any distance. Granted, he can only do it once, but he will always be useful. So I think I want you to, well, see, the thing is I don't want you to lead it, because I'd like you to get the kill. Well, I guess let's go ahead and let her lead it. Because I do not mind if Anna gets the kill instead. Because Anna, at the very least, is going to give us a shot at making a killing.
Allow me. Where'd you buy that weapon?
Nope, didn't get it. That's fine, though. Next up, let's go ahead and deal with this guy. We have the advantage with Chloe here.
If I may.
Easy kill. And then we can move up. However, what's more important is that Jake can come down here, not only plug the hole, but can also immediately deal with this guy, and since we will break him, we don't have to worry about that retaliate.
This time, victory was mine.
Nice. I think we're pretty well set up here.
Not lose.
Go ahead and just move up Panette for fun. You definitely need to get a move on. That I am a little worried about. Let's try it and see what happens.
Nothing short of
Very good. Alright, so
I'm getting sleepy.
let's find a topic to talk about, because we are pretty well in the more relaxed stages of this. There's still a little bit of danger going on in here that we need to be careful of, and Diamant is just in range of it. But, I mean, can't see it, so can't talk about it. Over here on the list, what do we got? You know, I kind of wanted to talk about... I want to pick a little bit of a shorter topic here.
I'm not alone anymore.
So, what are you guys' thoughts on Amiibo? I know I've been very inconsistent on the whole idea of comment questions of the day. But again, I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to... If I have something cool to ask, then I'm going to ask. So, yeah.
Nothing short of victory.
What are your thoughts on the whole Amiibo craze back in the day? And do you guys think that it's dead? Maybe I'm not paying enough attention, and maybe I haven't been seeing all the new Amiibo releases, but I have not seen any Amiibo releases in ages. And I know that Nintendo got a lot of flack when Amiibo first came out as like, oh, this is such an obvious cash grab. They're not even all that high quality. Yada, yada, yada. I loved them. I think that for what they were, I think that they looked great. And they were affordable, because I think what people were comparing them to, they were comparing them to their $200 anime statues. Don't get me wrong, those look good. They are very nice. But you're not going to get the same sort of craftsmanship and detail that you will out of a... I believe the going rate for most Amiibo was $13. Also, Amiibo just did more rather than just sat on your shelf. Now, that's kind of what they do eventually, is just kind of collect dust on your shelf. But I mean, you were already going to do that by purchasing your whatever sort of statues you wanted to display. So, why not get you something that also does something in your games? That was sort of my thought, and I ended up really liking them and collecting a lot of them. I was not such an avid collector that I got all of them, but I certainly made sure to get all the ones I liked. And I ended up getting so many that unless I built like a dedicated shelving situation, I would not be able to display all of them. So what I ended up doing was I just picked out all of my favorites and I put them all on one shelf. So I have a lot of them kind of just stored away.
I won't forget.
And it is a shame since I have so many, but I mean, it does make me happy to have all of like my favorite video game characters collected in one spot. And I would like for that to continue being the case. Like, I understand a lot of the appeal was for Smash Bros, but they did plenty of Amiibo that weren't Smash. So, you know, where's my Alear Amiibo? I don't remember Alear ever getting one. You know, we did get Amiibo for a bunch of the other Fire Emblem characters. We got we got both Alm and Celica. Like, that was a double. So, I don't know, man. I really enjoyed it, and I'm kind of sad to see it be kind of dead. So, I mean, what is your whole opinion on the situation? Were you an avid amiibo collector? If not, if you were, what's your opinion? And even if you weren't, what is your opinion? Like, do you think it's kind of sad to see it go? Like, if you had something similar that you collected and they kind of just became defunct, would you be sad to see that go? And do you understand how it's kind of making me feel? But maybe I'm just entirely wrong on this. Maybe I just, maybe I have allowed the algorithms to show me everything, and the algorithms have determined that, oh, actually, you're not that interested in Amiibo, and we're not going to show them to you. Maybe that's it. That's pretty much it on that topic. It was a very short topic. I just don't like seeing things that I enjoy kind of become defunct. Go ahead and get Folkvanger at the ready here. Block the way. Let him do his worst. Keep moving everyone else up. So you don't want to leave them behind. You never know. Maybe they come in handy. I might go ahead and get some Emblem energy for Anna here, especially since she's not been as useful as I wanted her to be. I will go ahead and let... Do you have a hand axe? You do. If you end up being there, there'll be nothing I can do. We might just let him go. I think that's what we're going to end up doing. We're just going to let him go. He gets to live. I do know there are some enemies over there in that darkness. I just don't remember where.
A battle fit for Brody.
Down to 3 HP. Hopefully there's not somebody I missed. Yeah, we're good. Definitely don't want to take any more, though. Yes, there's some people over in this area. I don't know the exact location. And I could also be wrong. At least I thought there were, but maybe there aren't. I'll go ahead. Looks like you guys are actually charging now, so I'll get you up here. And you're gonna throw shit at me, so I'm gonna get the Tomahawk ready with the Shield Gambit. And then what I will do is I'll come here and I'll get my Emblem energy, but I'm gonna assign Decoy so I don't get my ass beat. I do not believe that Diamant needs healing right this second, because what we can do is we can just get Ivy close. Oh yeah, Ivy doesn't even have a proper stand next to me staff. Well, we can take care of that. Alir's not doing anything. Well, let's just pull out the heal. I will trade it to you. Here you go. Don't think we're going to need a loom anymore. We're pretty well done with that.
Yanaka here.
Get Yanaka to block the way. You can stand behind just to make sure you don't die to something random. There we go. Got a lot of random ass enemies out here.
And they lived happily ever after.
Do any of them do any damage to Chloe? Yes. They required silver to do it, though. It's pretty damn good. Definitely rocking it, Chloe. I did see some movement from above. Yeah, there we are.
Let's be careful.
So we can move up and we can take you out with Fencelir. But this other guy, on the other hand, I can't get close enough with Anna. So, I mean, Anna's just going to move down then. We're just going to let Chloe deal with that. Go ahead and move up here. We'll get a nice and proper heal. Not as much HP as I would like, though, so I still think I'm going to play defensively around him. Let you stand here, and I will have you stand here. So the only way you can really get to him is via ranged. And like I said, get everybody moved up. Make sure everybody has a chance to be useful.
Hungry for more.
Well, that guy was dealing some good damage.
I'm sorry.
But he had a crap weapon, so he died. That is the moral of this story. Don't use those weapons or else you die. Bring Chloe down, because I'm pretty sure we're done with the flyers at this point. I swear there were some people in these shadows, but it might just be these three. Got a tomahawk and a brave axe is what we're dealing with. Alright, so let's go ahead and... actually, we're kind of just invincible if we move right here. And that ought to bait everyone. So, I mean, I think this gives me exactly what I want. I'll just use a torch. Yeah, there's nobody in range, so we're fine. Let's just get everybody moved up. Once again, give you another heal. Make sure you're nice and topped off.
Let's go.
Block the way. Get closer, get closer. Because we are going to be hounding these guys. Even you, Panette, you might get involved in this. We'll see what happens.
Nothing I hate worse than a meddler. You stuck your nose in our business, you'll pay.
Oops. 0 hit rate. Maybe should have thought about that one.
The Oasis is ours, you hear? We've got exclusive plundering rights.
Oh no. Your friend hit me for 3 damage. And then you had another 0% hit rate. By the way, you're on 3 HP now. Alright, so, I mean, that's 7 HP, not 3. But, I mean, that is just an easy first crystal there that we can take. Also need this guy. I'd like to get his Elwind. Because even if we don't end up using it... Yeah, that's just a secured kill. Even if we don't end up using it... I like having it to toss down the well. I got a little distracted via the fact that I had 70% crit rate and I didn't get a crit. That was a little crazy. We'll admit. Let's see here. How do we want to do this? I feel like you're probably not going to... Actually, 29 twice. What's your max? Your max is 56. I mean, that does it. So, yeah, let's just get up here with Jean. Let him get the little quick pop shot. Finish off the crystal. Get that dual assist. Very strong for Cavaliers. And then we'll just finish him off. Not fully, but almost guaranteed.
Wasn't much of a big brother, was I?
No, not really. If that comforts you at all. We'll also go ahead and let your boy Alchrist pick up a quick little shot here.
I had no choice but to win.
Then have Anna do some good damage. Once again, I think we're gonna end up doing it this way. I'm gonna attack with the Olwen Ring, do some damage, and then I'm gonna have Anna. Never mind. I was gonna try to go for making a killing as well as taking that spirit, but I guess we don't need it.
My brother down again.
Hey, this is why we like the Olwen Ring. Not for that. Not that bad. It's a bit of a shame that I'm going to be ending my recording session here because we did get some really cool stuff. I'd like to go ahead and start piecing it together, but I mean, we're not quite done yet. We still have our end of chapter stuff.
That takes care of that. Sorry for roping you into the scuffle, Divine One.
That's all right. But I haven't had a chance to say why I'm here. I already explained this to Queen Sephoria and Prince Fogado, but the Fell Dragon has been released. He's back. It's sudden, I know. You're probably shocked.
I already knew.
You did?
Mom and Fogado did too. We've all known for a while now.
Fogado, you too?
Sorry. Truth is, our chance meeting in Tula Desert wasn't totally by chance.
Were you deceiving us?
The opposite, actually. I had to make sure that you weren't deceiving us. When the Fell Dragon returned, we had to take steps to protect our country.
I'll lay it out for you. The palace has scouts all over Elios, keeping an eye on the Three Kingdoms. When Elusia brought back the Fell Dragon, we learned about it early on. But we couldn't beat him without the Emblem rings. And we couldn't use them without you. Our only option was to focus on defense. The corrupted started appearing, so we had to quickly lay out a plan.
And what was the plan?
First off, Mom would stay in the palace. She'd work with the royal guard to keep out intruders. And we'd send out our militia, the Sentinels, to bolster soldiers' efforts against the corrupted.
As captain, my job was to watch out for the corrupted near the Elusian border. If someone claimed to be the Divine Dragon, I'd size them up and bring them to the palace.
That's why you hid the fact you're a prince.
I was in the Sentinels too, and I wandered the country keeping our rings safe.
As part of this plan, did you ever consider asking for another country's help?
No, because then we'd have to help them. We can't fight another country's battles. We're stretched thin fighting our own. That's how Solm does it. You scratch your own back, we'll scratch ours. Thank you very much.
I see.
I'm sorry we misled you, but we did it to protect the queendom.
I don't mean to criticize your country's way of doing things. I'm just surprised.
Here's the most important part of the plan, though. If you did turn out to be the Divine Dragon, we'd give you the Ring of the Radiant Hero, and then tell you where to find our other emblem ring.
Solm has a second ring?
Yep, the Ring of the Crux of Fate. It's in the...
Your Highness, a message from Solm Palace.
Huh? What is it?
Hortensia, Princess of Elusia, has breached the palace.
Oh. Oh.
What? How did she get in? We have to save Mom.
Let's go.
Oh. Oh. And by the way, Alir, I will criticize their plan and their customs. Because that is a very silly policy to take. Like, yeah, I get it. You have the whole desert to be able to back you up rather than having to rely on people. People, of course, being very unreliable, whereas a desert is always going to be a desert. Still, when you're dealing with the Fell Dragon, I feel like a little faith in your fellow countries is a little called for, except for maybe Elusia. I get it. But, I mean, Firene? Really? Come on. But, oh, we're stretched so thin. It's like, yeah, but you seem to be doing fine. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you guys... It's one of the biggest points they make is like, oh, Solm is doing great, and we never have any problems. We take down the corrupted just fine. We've actually gotten rid of all of them. You can't sit here and tell me that you guys are struggling, and also that, oh, we already took care of everything. Like, no. One or the other. I get that you were lying to me earlier, but you haven't said anything to contradict the fact that you've pretty much taken care of all of the corrupted, except for like sometimes they pop up and then we immediately deal with them. So it's a bit silly to me. Maybe I am supposed to now take everything they say at face value rather than what they were saying before. But the Queendom of Solm is definitely my least favorite place on the map, just because I feel like a lot of their stuff is silly. I don't care for the aesthetic of this country, and it doesn't help that they're in a desert, and when it comes to biomes, deserts are like my least favorite thing because they're so bland and boring. And at least in video games, often come with some of the most annoying mechanics. So, yeah, there's a lot about Solm that I don't care for. The characters are nice, though. Definitely don't mind them. Off to Somniel. Because, of course, the Queen's life is in danger, but I mean, so was the Brodian King's, and we made him wait. So with that, we're actually done with this recording session. My voice is starting to give out a little bit. Could probably do one more episode if I wanted to, but I am getting tired. I am having a hard time focusing, and it's just all around a better time to quit. So thank you all for watching. In the next episode, we will be charging back to the castle to help out the Queen. I will see you then.